Journal entry number 8. Things are changing. It's not for the better. I don't even know where to begin with what's been going on. I ended up going towards the coordinates from Nomad and Shay. We found a temple, one that I've seen in my dreams. Not only that, but there was also a diorite sword, much like the one Block found. The moment I saw it, just something happened. I just felt the need to touch it. At first, nothing happened, but the minute I got back, my space had changed completely. It was enough that we decided to quarantine my base to prevent any future incidents, but it started to fail. There's also some sort of altar made of diorite that looked like a sacrificial one with a journal that held Block's handwriting, showing that I'm not the only one who changes. Finally, it was discovered that some of our diorite has been missing. So Block, Bell, and I ended up heading towards the coordinates we received, only to come across an ancient city with wardens guarding the whole night. At first, things were going well. We had a system to get the stuff back, but then out of nowhere, the Keeper showed itself. It was my first time meeting the Keeper, and that being was definitely a chaotic one. I don't know how to feel about it. The Keeper seemed to thrive on causing chaos, but also spoke of befriending us. I'm not sure what to make about it, so I'm trying to be cautious, but it seemed as if the Keeper sensed that as it seemed to like me the least out of everyone. Even Benji was pulled in, and the Keeper seemed very interested in them. Speaking of corruption, is the Keeper behind the skulk and the ike spreading? I need to talk to Nomad about this in trade notes. I was going to incorporate another episode of the Gilded SMP. Today, I plan to build a gazebo. Or I say plan, but I'm still trying to decide how I want to look or where I want to go. Of course, I'm going to be using pale oak because I've never actually used it before. So it'll be my first time building with pale oak. As for where I want to build, I'm thinking right here. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, this came out a lot better than I thought it would. I mean, it took some time. I had to tear this part down and rebuild it because I was off by quite a bit, while back and forth, but I'm very proud of how this came out. It's just my first time using pale oak in a build. It's my first time using the chiseled stone bricks too, as well as adding leaves on top. Don't want to accidentally break them. All in all, I think this turned out to be a pretty nice gazebo. Well, it's my first time actually building one, so Another form of corruption in someone's heart. Alright, so nothing new, really, but it's nice to... I'm happy to have been able to finally come up with a question. It actually took a bit to think about to ask for the werewolf, which hindsight should have been pretty obvious. But, yeah, this was at least 40 minutes of building, believe it or not. That's a bad thing about freestyling and all that. You don't really know how long you're going to take, or if you need to take something down and build it back up. I do enjoy doing it this way.
Whee!
Oh, this area? Yeah, this area is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip just comes crashing to the ground.
Because I changed too soon.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Oh.
Alright, is everybody good?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. I called you here today to talk about the book and your questions. Because it did say, I'm assuming, you know, you're the cowboy, you're the Sylvan, you're the Eternal. Mhm.
Yes.
And you'd be the Wanderer.
Yes.
Wait, that's my journal.
Oh,
I'm
well
kidding, I'm kidding.
done.
Slash ban crypt.
Alright, disconnect. Okay.
So, do we want to just pass the books around, or we want to talk about what our questions are and the answers have been, or what?
What would be easier?
I don't know. There's a lot of questions. I mean, I've has asked 1, 2, 3. I've had 3 questions so far.
I've asked 4 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also have 4.
I think it's 4. I'm really bad at counting.
It's all good. It's probably 3 or 4. Either or. I guess we can just go through them one by one. I will start then, because I feel like mine are the shortest. They're all very vague, so... my first question was, are you a part of this world? And the answer was, no, not this one. My world, my story has ended. Actually, that was my second question. My bad. My real first question was, are you the Keeper or related to the Keeper? Because they had that Lorekeeper name, right?
Yeah.
And their answer was
Yeah.
yes and no. This Keeper I am not related to, nor am them. However, perhaps in another world we are. So that's why I asked, are you a part of this one? No. And then I asked, is there a version of you in this world? I'm sure you're all wondering about that one. And the answer
Yep.
was yes. And you may know them as the Scholar.
Oh,
Oh my god.
interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which 2 of you know that person very well. So I don't know if you all want to do a little digging and maybe find out if they know anything at all. But
Maybe.
maybe.
How should we approach it? Should we just ask them outright, or...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this information shouldn't be just kept in the dark.
Or maybe it should, just in case the Keeper does learn about it.
Well, if the Keeper was to learn about it, they'd already know about it, I would think.
Yeah, to be fair, they do have a sense of knowing stuff.
Yeah. Whatever this Lorekeeper is that we're talking to has obviously been keeping it very much under wraps. Maybe has some sort of protection or whatever.
Yeah, the Keeper, he was nice to Bella, but Keeper was not nice to most of us.
Nice to Bella.
Don't see what your problem is with him. It's pretty good. Pretty chill.
Yeah, I don't know. He killed me and left me out here and...
Teleport us all around the ancient city. It's that Warden's on us.
Did he?
Fun time.
Yeah, Benji wasn't even there. They got pulled into it.
I did.
Okay.
So who goes next?
Do you want to go in a circle? Bella or Crip? One of you. One of yous.
Right? I'll go then. My first question was, why were we brought to this land? Because most of us just found our way here. And they answered by saying, these are your fates. We would have ended up here. So, in other words, we would have ended up here regardless of anything that happened.
Hmm.
I tried asking about the Keeper next. And they said that he was the messenger right hand of the architects, able to go places even they cannot to deliver their desires.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I started asking about the whole corruption thing because I'm still concerned about what's happening here. About how we could fight it. I said each corruption has a counter. Each world is different. We have to find our own.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked about the werewolf. And it said that the werewolf is another form of corruption in someone's heart. And that's it.
Okay.
So, learned a lot, but got more questions than answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that might be a common theme among our books. Okay, shall I read my questions?
Yes.
The first one I have is the skulk spreading through the overworld and netherroof harmful? And the answer I got was yes, the wardens were never enemies, they were simply keeping the horrors of the skulk at bay. Which, very awful. The second question I asked was, what does help dusk mean? And I got, dusk is another version of myself reaching out to be found. And then, why did the architects want us to remove the wardens if the skulk was dangerous? To spread a type of corruption to poison the Gilded? And then I asked, how do we cure the skulk? And I got the same answer as Crypt.
Yeah, that seems fair.
At least we
Okay.
know there is a cure. Just need to find it.
So my first question was, why must they leave clues instead of being obvious? And the answer was, they are always watching and listening. They're always twisting the minds as well. Are you sure even I can be trusted?
Perfect.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
The next question, what do you think is the most important for us to know? Be careful who you trust, even yourself may be corrupted already. My third question is, what is their goal? To break the continuous cycle that we are all stuck in. And my final question is why the corruption is a problem. It will continue a never-ending cycle. Versions of the Gilden will forever be stuck.
Interesting.
Honestly,
Wish I had
happy
a
we didn't.
whiteboard.
Yeah.
I'm honestly happy
Board
we
and
didn't
string
ask the
and
same question. I
thumbtacks.
was kind of worried about that.
Hmm. So, if the scholar is the Lorekeeper, and the keeper is also a Lorekeeper, and the dusk is also a Lorekeeper,
Right.
and the Gilded are stuck continuously, how many versions of ourselves are out there? If there's so many versions of the scholar, could there be tons of versions of ourselves?
That will get so confusing so fast if we ever met them.
Yeah, but the only one that exists on our whatever the heck this is the keeper.
Right, because
And
none of us remember the other
Right.
versions, if there are any.
Right. I mean, none of us have any weird memories.
Not that I'm aware. You look at me when you said that.
Well, you've confessed to having weird dreams.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm unsure if seeing weird beings would count as memories.
Right.
They seem to go by
I have
an
blacked out.
acronym. Can't
one
figure
time.
them out. Hmm.
It was after we found the sword in the temple.
Hmm.
I was flying through the roof. Next thing I knew, I was in front of Shay's house, and then he came up behind me. I didn't know what was going on at the time.
Hmm.
I didn't say anything because I was kind of freaking out about it.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I can
And the
think of.
keeper doesn't really exist with us either. Like, he's not hittable.
Yeah. Just pops in and out.
Just disappears and
Well,
reappears.
the architects can't be all powerful if they require the keeper to do the handiwork.
Right.
Or there are rules they have to
So-
obey.
Hmm.
What if, since we're talking about multiple versions, we are the architects?
Not exactly sure how I feel about that.
And that's the reason why we can't exist together. And that's the reason why the keeper can't exist with us.
Wait,
Right.
so if the keeper doesn't belong,
Can
then
I read
is
your
there
book
a
or
version of the
something, Nomad?
keeper among us?
Yes.
Yeah, that would make sense. If there's a Lorekeeper, then there should be a keeper among us.
Yeah, it's the scholar.
You said the scholar was the Lorekeeper, but I was saying since the
Not the
keeper
keeper
can't
keeper.
exist alongside us, is there one of us that is?
Like the architect's keeper. Not Lorekeeper keeper.
Yes, but the question was, are you the keeper or related? And the answer was, perhaps in another world, yes.
So the Lorekeeper could be the keeper, but could also not be the keeper. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's why we need a board.
That's where we're going to come back. There's going to be a conspiracy room somewhere.
It seems like the Lorekeeper, or versions of the Lorekeeper, are the ones that are able to be, like, influence the rest of us a little bit more. Because there's a Dusk that's also the Lorekeeper, technically. Because your question was,
Yeah.
who is Dusk? And they answered another version of themselves.
Yeah.
And the Keeper is apparently possibly another version of themselves.
And we got quite a few different forms of corruption. The Skulk, the Diorite, the Nature one that we were warned about for Benji, and the Werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And whatever's going on with Shay as well.
Oh yeah,
I
the
kind of
ocean
assumed
stuff.
Shay's was the Skulk, because didn't you say they found a Skulk crystal?
Well,
Or
the
is it something
Skulk
else?
seems kind of like a catalyst to trigger some form of corruption, you know.
Okay, I was just assuming what was. Should have some clarification. Alright.
No, it's
can we
fine.
trust
You don't know the
all
whole
three
stuff
of
with the
us?
dogs because my dog, the black one, was very aggressive in the beginning. And he was accompanied by like a skulk crystal. So I'm just going off of that assumption, which is something you didn't know about.
I think we should keep this information tight because my questions, especially about the, well, they all kind of hint to possibly being corrupted in our minds. So if we spread this information too fast, who knows if it could get back to the Keeper or the Architects for this in this timeline.
Here's a dumb question to make your brain hurt some more.
No.
If you're talking about keeping it tight, if all of this happened before, if we're stuck in some sort of loop, wouldn't we know already what's going on?
Unless it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Maybe with a loop, we're just new versions of ourselves. No memories.
Right.
There's many different paradoxes, so, if we already know, then
Paradoxes.
it should have technically ended, but if we did goddamn paradoxes.
Did we ask what was the first that caused it?
Well, one of us can ask, because we asked the same question last and we got the same answer.
Well, we
So-
didn't ask the same... now it's raining. We didn't ask the same question. It was we just got the same answer.
Yeah. I assume if
Do we
asked
have
the
any
same
evidence
thing-
to support this? Because
No,
we're
of
all
course not. Well, we
Yeah.
have some evidence. We have some of the
A book, but-
questions.
but nothing else to support it.
But if we could
No.
find out about the first loop, the first loop that caused all this, maybe we could find out what caused it and how to stop it. Or maybe we asked this
Didn't it say
already.
each loop has an individual trigger?
Yeah, there.
Yeah, but I
That's
think
the
Crip's
one
talking
with
about
right?
the very, very, very first one, right?
Yep.
Who knows if this Lorekeeper would even know that answer, though? They could be a loop that's in the middle of the timeline, or
Or
know.
maybe the other version of us have already asked this and got nowhere.
you know. Who was the first amongst us?
You. To see the keeper? Or...
the
To
keeper.
be corrupted, so to speak.
It was either Shay or me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Shay was the first one to be corrupted. I was shortly after her. And it was just slow process for me.
Yeah, it's a slow process for her, too. Well, should we decide on what our next question should be, so maybe we could tackle one subject altogether?
Yeah, that
Well,
might be a
I'm
good
asking
idea.
how we can trust them. Because without the trust, we can't confirm any of this. They could be leading us away from what we need to do, for all we know,
I mean,
and just pretending
True.
to be the good guy.
But how are you gonna confirm the trust?
Well, if they know what's going to happen, they should be able to give us a hint, right?
depends
I
on how much
guess.
they can say. Actually, the Keeper really likes you. Maybe you can find out more from that angle.
Okay.
What is your next question gonna be, Benji?
I had it written as, how do we find dust? I don't know how useful that would be now that we know
Okay.
we have a Lorekeeper.
Yeah, but we don't know if they know anything.
Yeah.
The boy asked, what can they tell us about the first loop?
Okay.
What was the trigger of the first loop, I mean? Because if we get an answer
Okay.
on that, it could help narrow it down a little.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'll see if I can get in contact with the Keeper, but it's kind of like...
Yeah, they're kind of touch and go.
Yeah.
I think after this question, I might ask where we could find the werewolf, because we could find them, we might get some answers too.
Well, that depends if they're willing to talk. Remember last time?
Yeah. No. I'm saying we find them when they aren't a wolf just to ask about it. Maybe we could figure something out. And if they don't
Okay,
want to
we can
talk,
try
that's
that.
fair. I probably.
I'll probably ask a question that's about finding Dusk. Because if we go with that lead and find more information that can confirm the information we're given, maybe.
Yeah.
Should we plan for if we fail this one to try and give us more information earlier for next time? Because if we loop, then we should be able to do the same thing Dusk and Lorekeeper are doing.
Maybe.
Maybe we can ask the Lorekeeper to give the journal with the questions we already asked.
Yeah.
It will give them the information that we've searched for so far, and it'll help them find more. Although,
I'm kind of hoping that's what the Dusk stuff might be about. Because they actually managed to make a physical item with a note on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, we have... that would technically be evidence. They've managed to bring something in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they can bring other stuff in. I'll try to figure out my question. I'm not really sure how I want to phrase it. But I want to make sure, like, whatever information Benji gets, it'll, like, feed onto it.
Different.
Yeah, it'll be different, but just enough to, like, hopefully piece
Possibly
two things
unique,
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
if we get information from Dusk, we can find out what happens to the first loop. If we get more information on the Keeper as well, that would be a major win.
Well, good luck with the Keeper.
Yeah, he does
How do
not-
you know you can trust anything he says?
That's the thing. We don't. Just like how we don't know we could trust anything the Lorekeeper. We need information to do that.
What are you thinking, Benji?
I don't know. I think the more information we get, the more we can figure out.
Alright, maybe this next time before we ask a question each, we reconvene after we get these answered and try to attack solidly again, depending on what we get.
Alright, well, that was an interesting meeting with everyone. We finally met up, discussed the questions we've been asking in the book, and quite frankly, we are getting nowhere with all of it. Hopefully, we will get somewhere at some point because we need to find out more about the Keeper, the Lorekeeper, and everything. That being said, hope you enjoy. I'll see you guys next video.
Downstairs area.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we've
I'm,
got
I'm at 46 levels. I don't think that's gonna be enough.
No.
What's to stop it from
This is
going
right.
into your portal?
Yeah, that's the point. I wanted to go through my portal.
Oh,
Why can't I see Bella?
Set your spawn.
There it is.
I'm gonna put
okay, so we're
some chiseled top.
have it chase us.
Yeah. Trying to get it to the...
Between the staircases on the one I finished.
We are going to die.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, great. I
It's
believe
seen
in
me.
you guys.
I'm gonna run forward. Can I break the glass? Break the glass. Run. Can he chase me? Is he
Oh,
chasing me?
that's
I
what
can't
that
tell.
is for.
Hmm.
He is not. I use my cam.
That's what the huge nether egg
Oh!
staircase is for.
And so it
He's named
begins.
Angry Boy.
Oh!
Thank you, boy.
Come on. Get up here. Get up here.
Come on. You can do it. Is he chasing me or you? I don't know.
Probably both.
I don't know where he is. Where do you go? don't go quiet. Did he go through?
I think so.
Oh no.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
We've got to run. Right, let me try. See where he is. Oh, he's on the bed. He might go back through. He went back through. God damn it. Okay.
Okay, so how about you learn through, and then I learn from there?
Okay, yeah, good idea.
Rubbing their two brain cells together.
Don't
Certainly.
you dare blast me.
Oh!
Here he is.
Yep, and he roared. He's pissed.
Oh no. Is he charging?
Yep. I'm going downstairs. Downstairs.
He's chasing me as well.
What?
I can't see. You're
Oh,
going
he's
too
coming up
fast
to you.
for
He's
it.
coming up to you. How do we keep him down here?
It's a 3. He shouldn't be able to get to it. Then we will both die. Oh wait, I did not put any blocks.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Oh! Ow! 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 I'm about to die. Eggy boy? What?
I can't tell if that's gonna keep him in. No, I don't think it is. Oh goodness. Angie boy.
Well, I almost died.
You can join us and then you will die.
Yeah, I was like pressing my face up against him, I guess.
Yep, it's keep him in.
No.
Use the
Oh my god.
blocks.
He's missing.
Come on, come on.
Oh, okay.
Get up the stairs, get up the stairs.
Well, then. Here we go. I'm just gonna level grind for a little bit.
I quickly moved the block over one to make sure. Where'd that zombie come from?
Thank you. I don't know. Why isn't the warden killing him? Rude. Warden is supposed to kill the mobs.
Well, that went a lot smoother than I thought it would, honestly.
Yeah, I thought it would take this.
Yeah, I noticed the flaw immediately as soon as I was down there.
Oh.
All that work. to
Don't
get
worry, I'll
killed
finish the
by a
zombie to death.
Yay.
Only at 57 levels now.
Oh god! Oh!
Did he try and get you?
He tried, but he hit the zombie instead.
I don't know.